Hey there, Realm Walkers! We've got a lot to talk about today, so let's jump right in.
So first off, we're changing our launch date. We're launching 2 days earlier, which means we will be launching on Tuesday, February 20th, 2024. Not only do you get to play sooner, but the team also gets a bit more runway as we approach the weekend, which we expect the servers will be the busiest during that time.
On February 2nd, we hosted a server stress test, where we saw just under 50,000 people jump into the game over a 9-hour period. Overall, we consider this test a success, as the server stayed up for the full time, and our team was able to get enough data to confirm consistencies with the automated testing that we've done previously. Now, something that we didn't anticipate was how late the emails would be sent from Steam. We were aware that there was going to be some delay, but what we didn't anticipate is that they would be delayed by up to 8 hours, and for some people even several days. Huge apologies to those who got those late emails and were either disappointed or confused. To those of you who were able to join us and provided your feedback, thank you. The insights from the test were incredibly valuable to our team. For those of you wondering how the stress test version of the game will be different to the launch build, here are some things to anticipate. Keybinds, especially for those of you that are on non-WASD type layouts, as well as for those of you who just have different personal preferences. Now please note that key rebinds will only be available for keyboard and mouse players at launch, where and how you start will also be pretty different in the launch build, as the stress test skipped all the tutorials and onboarding. You also started out with more advanced loadouts with additional weapons, building tile sets, and benches already unlocked. So in the launch version of the game, you will start out with significantly less gear, so you will have to play the game in order to advance and unlock these, and hopefully this will help ease you into the game a little bit better. One piece of feedback our team is working really hard to address is the feedback regarding the UI and UX. Some of the things that we're looking into is being able to drag and drop items directly into your hotbar, as well as changing how the status effects are shown, hiding the HUD when you don't really need it to be there and it's not active, as well as just doing general overall presentation passes. As of the time that I'm recording right now, this is very much new work that the team is working on, so don't have anything to show you just yet, but please keep an eye on our socials and we'll provide updates as they become available. Another thing our team is doing some adjustments on is hail duration. So while it will still be there and it will be something that you need to prepare for, it should be a little bit less deadly than it was during the stress test. Our team is also looking into the various different bugs and crashes that were reported during the stress test. So things like why supported graphics cards might have seen a DX12 error, as well as why our boars are still aggressive. Also why one of the sites was being blocked by invisible water, as well as some pixelated sky bugs. Rest assured, our team is already working on some of these before the stress test even begun, and some of them have come in very quickly after release. Some of them will need extra investigation between now and launch. These are not the only updates that we have for you, however.
If you have an older PC or you just want to have more flexibility on where you play Nightingale, Nightingale will be supported on NVIDIA GeForce NOW. This is a way to virtually rent powerful hardware and stream to your local devices. But you'll still need a purchased copy of Nightingale to use it. We have more details about this in the link in the description down below. Something that was announced in the IGN previews were vaults. These are unique spaces in Nightingale that house various combat and puzzle challenges in order to gain rare resources. There are a few ways to access vaults. The first is to come across a Fey portal in a realm that will take you to a regular vault, and your party can come along with you. There are also Apex vaults that can be accessed through the late game hub called the Watch. These ones have a small window in which another party can be matched into your instance as long as the player limit is met. These will always end in a big Apex creature boss fight. We worked on a solution so that players can use realm cards that can also be used to access Apex vaults and use their own portals so they don't have to go through a matchmaking system. While you'll be able to set the difficulty level for this, these Apex vaults were made for about 4 to 6 players. So if you are going to take it on solo, definitely go prepared and expect a challenge.
Next, we want to talk about some of the additional changes and updates that we've done in order to prepare for launch. We've done a few changes to the realm card system, and one of which we teased in the stress test. No longer will you play minor cards alongside the major and biome cards when you initially start up a realm. Instead, now you'll be able to find a realmic transmuter. You can play your minor card and it will immediately apply those changes to the realm that you're in with no load times. These can range from having low gravity to casting you to the shadows of a blood moon where fearsome creatures will spawn in. For launch, you'll only be able to apply one minor card at a time in any realm, but you will be able to swap them around to your heart's content as long as you have access to a transmuter. Transmuters can be found in every realm except for the special ones like vaults or the Watch. And we have a ton of ideas what we want to do with these cards. For launch, we will already have 50 minor cards in the game, but we would love to hear from you what you think would make a great minor card. Another change that we've done to the realm card system is that you can now return to a realm if you use the same combination of cards. Previously, if a connection to a realm was lost or if you closed a portal, you could replay the same combination of cards and get a similar realm, but it wouldn't include the things that you might have left in chests or any buildings you may have done or the various puzzles that you've completed. We heard this was confusing to players as they often expected to go back to the exact realm that kept their progress from before. Now you will have the option for both. By default, it will take you back to the original instance that you had left, but you will also have the option to create a completely fresh one if you so desire. If you're playing in a party and for some reason you either close a realm or you lose connection to one and you want to go back to a previous one, make sure it's the same person spinning up the portal, as the saves are saved based off of whoever initiated that realm. Let's go through an example of what this might look like in play. Me and my friend Bobert are playing Nightingale. I then put in a Forest Hunt realm card into a portal, we jump through, and we play for a few hours. After playing, we decide to go back to our spawn point and call it a day. A few weeks later, we go back and we realize, oh no, we accidentally closed our portal. We can't remember who started that realm. So this time, Bobert plays a Forest Hunt card and we jump through. We quickly realize this is not the realm we were playing in previously. So we go back to respite our spawn. We then close that portal and then I try playing a Forest and Hunt cards. We spin up the realm, and as long as I didn't click that fresh realm setting, we can continue our progress from the few weeks before. Note in this example, by just visiting Bobert's realm, it didn't overwrite anything, as the importance is who started the realm in the first place. Another thing you'll be able to do for launch is create player cards. These will allow people to travel to a realm wherever that card was created. For example, if I created a player card in my respite realm, I could then travel to my friends and give that card to them, and they'd be able to visit my realm whenever they would like, even if I'm not online. Now, please note that these players will have full access to these realms. They'll be able to destroy things, take things from chests, complete quests, so only give these cards to people that you really trust. Another option that you'll have is to open a public realm. So when you first spin up something, there'll be an option to call it public, and then other players will be able to randomly matchmake into it if they play the same combination of cards and also select the public realm setting. We don't recommend doing anything that you're super attached to in these realms, as players will be able to access chests, build things, destroy things, and generally just do whatever they like there. We're looking into adding more features into these post-launch, So for now, we just recommend you play around with these settings, let us know if you do, and if any cool stories come out of it. If you see anything that's worrying in these realms, there will be options in the menu to report both players and the realm itself. Also of note, when you arrive in a public realm, there will not be a portal back to any private realms that you just came from, so please use the travel to respite through the menu in order to get back home. Creature which had a bit of a smaller update was the Carnute. These creatures were incredibly popular on our TikTok, and they can still be found in forest realms. But they are no longer agitated when you kill creatures around them. This was done because we wanted to show them off much earlier in the game, but we didn't want them to interrupt your early game flow. Now, an enchantment is needed in order to engage these creatures in combat. And trust us, you'll want to make sure you're prepared for it.
With launch week right around the corner, you must be wondering what our plan is. We'll have more details in the upcoming weeks when it comes to where to submit feedback, bug reports so that it reaches our team, if anyone needs any customer support, so definitely keep an eye out for that. We'll provide as many updates as we can, whether it's through Discord notices or through patch notes, both on Steam and our website. We may not be able to address all DMs and messages immediately, but do know that we will be listening. And while this may be the last planned dev update before launch, we definitely do want to continue this format after launch as well. Now let me answer a few common questions that we get across our channels. How much will Nightingale be? It'll be $30 US at launch with automatic Steam regional adjustments applied. Is Nightingale played in first or third person? You will be able to play it both ways at launch. The default has always been first person, but we do have the option to switch to third person either by pressing F5 or going into the settings and switching it on there. Can Nightingale be played solo or is it only multiplayer? The whole game can be played solo or with up to 6 players in a party or a realm. One thing to note though is that the realms do not scale in difficulty depending on how many people are in the realm. So you may have to adjust the difficulty levels per realm depending on how you or your group find the challenge level within that realm. Can I play offline or can I use private servers? We talked about this in a previous video that we'll link in the description down below, but the TLDR version that hasn't changed is that in early access launch, Nightingale will be an online only game, even if you're playing solo. We provide official dedicated servers powering up the realms so that you and your friends can play asynchronously if you set your respite realm to the same place, so basically your spawn point. You'll also be able to visit friends' realms if they provide you with a realm card of their home realm. That was hard to say. How does progression work? Is it server-based or character-based? Progression in Nightingale is character-based. You'll progress in Nightingale by completing critical and main quest objectives, as well as upgrading and crafting new equipment for your character. If you share a realm with other players and those players have progressed further than you, those main quests will still be available to you. Environmental puzzles and points of interest are realm-based. If you want to do different environmental puzzles or see different POIs, you could just spin up another realm and travel there. Will there be key rebinds? Yes, while they weren't available in the stress test, they will be available in the launch build. These rebinds will only accept 1 key input per option, and we won't be supporting key combinations at the moment. So if you want to run forward the Y key, go for it. But if you want to pull up your crafting menu by pressing Shift B, that's a no-go for launch.
So this is a really exciting time for our studio. There's a lot that we want to do with this game, and we're sure that there's a lot that you want too. Whether it's things that you love or things that you think can be done better. As always, thank you so much for going on this journey with us. Thank you so much for the support, and we'll see you at launch.